So when you be a consultant on wellness and nutrition, I'd like you to be a real entrepreneur. Okay, this team is blessed that you have doctors, nurses, chiropractors in our organization. If you take a look at all other organizations that blew big, their leaders are mostly nurses. And those nurses did not teach a lot. Here you will get to know why this product works. Okay, so this is Nutrition 101, you guys. And this is our textbook. This is our Bible with Zeal. And you have to memorize all the components and all the raw materials, because at the end of this lecture there will be a quiz. Okay? So first, this is 128 vitamins and minerals. So how does this differ from the rest of the vitamins and minerals that are available in the store? These are all done in ionic forms. When there is an ionic forms, they are all water soluble. So ions are positive and negative, anions and cations. Remember by Chemistry 101 or Chemistry 101? All your vitamins and minerals now are able to be absorbed in 3 to 7 minutes, so that those patients who you would like them to feel good and get their fatigue better, bingo. In 5 to 7 minutes, everything is made good with them, because in 5 to 7 minutes, they feel good right away because of the ionic forms of the vitamins and minerals. So all standard vitamins and minerals here in the US have to be RDA, that's from the dietary recommendation dose, based upon what we all need as basic nutrition in our cell. Now, what differentiates from the rest of the over-the-counter vitamins is it has phytonutrients and whole foods. And this makes it very differently. Who among you wants to feel younger than their age? Raise your hands. Younger, younger, younger. So you don't only feel younger, you also would look younger, and you would also be functioning younger than your chronologic age. Thanks to the following: noni, acai, goji berry, wild blueberry, and ginseng. Okay? Those are your anti-aging vitamins. Goji and acai are, this one is a product of South in Brazil and in the Himalayan countries. Yes, sir?
Will it grow my hair back?
Which they were talking about. Yes, they will. Okay, now hair, skin, and nails is in this part, and it has what we call biotin. So when you have zinc, magnesium, calcium, and biotin, all of your hair will grow. And your skin will also flush nicely. So patients with dry skin and wrinkled skin, you better thank Zeal, because this one does a lot of anti-aging with you guys. Okay, now going back to goji and acai, these are the most powerful anti-aging products because they activate the pituitary glands to get you more human growth hormone. Okay, for your diabetes, hypertension, and cholesterol, we have a lot of antioxidative and anti-inflammatory components. So what is oxidation? Oxidation is a sum total of aging. Okay? So in biochemistry, when you oxidize, you age. A good example of oxidation in the kitchen is when you're peeling your potato or your apple. Telephone rang, you went to answer that phone, you come back in 2 minutes, the surface of the potato and apple became brown. What did you do?
Nothing.
That's what you call natural oxidation. Okay? In the human body, we also oxidize our tissues. And when you oxidize the tissue, the sum total of oxidation is called atherosclerosis, or calcium deposits in your blood vessels. That's why a young lady, like those ladies on the corner, at age 19, 20 years old, they don't need to worry about cholesterol and diabetes and hypertension. But this lady, when she'll be 45 to 60, there's what we call cumulative aspect of oxidative stress in the body. called atherosclerosis, and all of a sudden your low density cholesterol goes up, your triglycerides goes up, okay, your glucose goes up, because now your body is filled with free radicals. And these free radicals could cause you to age, and is equivalent to calcium deposits, thus your diabetes and hypertension at age 45 to 50. Okay? And here in America, we are disease-oriented community. You come to see the doctor when you're sick. You come to see me for your diabetes, for your hypertension, for your arthritis, for your cancer, for your immobility, for your congestive heart failure, for your renal failure, and thanks God, you pay for your own insurance. And for you to get your good insurance, in private setting, you buy your Blue Cross, your Blue Shield, your Lifeguard, your Health Net, you pay $1,000 for your family of 4 to come and see me. But you never think of wellness and prevention, because you would rather save that money to pay your insurance to get sick and not pay yourself to get well and not see the doctor. Because in reality, in America, we're disease-oriented community and we're not wellness-oriented community. Okay? Now, for all of you, I'd like you to think your economic paradigm. This is $59 for you to reverse your disease. It's a lot cheaper than paying your Blue Cross and Blue Shield insurance for a family of 4 for $1,500. And I don't want any reason why you could not afford this, but you could afford your car insurance for $100 a month. Okay? So going back to 101, so think clearly, because if you will develop your wellness and nutrition, through the years, you're going to shed off your disability insurances and your sickness insurances. Because that's what America is all about. We'd like you to be well, and we would like you to be disease-free, even if you are accumulating the aging process called atherosclerosis. Now, who among you, all of us came in here with cars, right? You love your car so much, you change filter, lube, and oil every
3,000 miles.
Every 3 months, 6,000 miles.
Huh? It must be Mercedes-Benz. Okay? Now, did you ever ask yourself, when will I flush my kidney, my liver, my spleen, my lymph node, my brain, my lung, my blood? See that? And then think again, this is so cheap to flush it. What are the cleansers of your kidney? There's so many cleansers in the kidney in here. You have cranberry, cleans your bladder, your kidney, your ureter. That's why when you go see your doctor and you have a UTI, your doctor says drink cranberry. Okay, and it's $4 per drink. Now we can tell you drink Zeal, because it has cranberry. Okay. If you have liver failure, you have hepatitis C, you have alcoholism, okay, you go to the doctor and we give you medications to clean your liver. Here we have milk thistle, we have alfalfa, we have ginkgo, we have ginseng to clean your. Okay, so when you have hepatitis A, B, or C, or you have alcoholic hepatitis, we would like you now to drink Zeal. Okay, now all of us here who are 50 and 60 years old have arthritis, right? This is degeneration of our joints, muscles, and bones as we grow old. But you never have those when you're 18, 19-year-old like this lady on the corner, unless you have rheumatoid arthritis. Okay? But because arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis are all effects of inflammation, you come and see us and we give you prescriptions of ibuprofen, naproxen, Advil, Tylenol, Plaquenil, methotrexate. We give you all those. And if worst comes to worst, we could not control your arthritis, we give you chemotherapy and inject you every 3 weeks until all your hair falls off. Until you have nausea and vomiting. That's reality. Okay? Here, we have the most powerful anti-inflammatory products on earth in here. We have natural aloe vera. We have turmeric. We have noni. We have this one, which is very cheap and you grow in your own backyard. Okay? Here, we have the most potent anti-inflammatories that within 3 weeks of taking this product, bye-bye to your naproxen and bye-bye to your Advil. Because Zeal contains the most powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidants today. Okay, this Manong, look, he had nasopharyngeal carcinoma. And the wife has to administer Zeal by the NG tube without the knowledge of the doctor and the nurse. Okay, and all of a sudden, miracle came out. Thanks to the anti-cancer effect of fennel. Fennel is a very powerful anti-cancer herb. The University of Texas the Department of Cancer Treatment is using fennel in all forms of cancer because it contains amethol. Amethol is the active component of anti-cancer drug, which is powerful, and this is present in Zeal. And we did not talk all the vitamins and the minerals that this Zeal has. Who among you has no energy and constantly in fatigue? Raise your hands. Whoa.
Yeah,
Because you are
for
on
taking Zeal, yes.
Why do you think your energy is high when you take your Zeal? First, it contains guarana. Guarana seed powder. It contains green tea extract, that's ellagic acid. It contains yerba mate, and it contains hydroxycitric acid. All of those will give you physical strength, mental strength, social strength. And if you want sexual strength, drink Zeal, because here it contains grapeseed extract, it contains arginine, lysine, ornithine, tyrosine. All of these are nitric oxide activators similar to Viagra and Cialis. And yes, you will perform and play better in the evening. And I will tell you, I will save you a lot of money by drinking Zeal and you don't need to come and see me. Because an average Medicare patient like Manong and Manan have about 11 prescriptions a month. And that's no secret. The average American 70-year-old and over who comes and see me have diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, arthritis, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction, all in all. And before they close their visit with me, they always say, "Doc, I need my Viagra. Don't forget to refill that." And that's reality. Okay? So in a lot of things, okay, there is one product that came from the Philippines that we all love. This is our spinach and our kale in the Philippines. Every time you have your tinola, your chicken soup, instead of putting some leaves, this is what we use to offer. Okay? The problem with this malunggay is, if you do not chew them very well, they will not be absorbed. You're going to put them the way you eat them. And that's reality. Did you not notice that? Because it has a lot of fibers and silk with it. And if you're in a hurry to drink your soup, you don't even chew them. The following morning, you see malunggay leaves floating everywhere. Okay? Here, malunggay is one of the most powerful antioxidants in mankind, and we usually downplay it, but in reality, it's one of the most powerful ones. Now, this has broccoli. Broccoli has methyl sulforaphane, and it's been shown to improve all forms of cancer, and at the same time cleans the liver, the large intestine, and at the same time the kidney. And so is alfalfa, which is the main meal for our cows. Why is Angus beef always nice? Because their main food is alfalfa. And so you need to follow them too. And one day you're going to be mowing like the cows. Okay? But in reality, it's one of the best antioxidants today. And at the same time, I'd like to make mention on chlorella. Chlorella is the most powerful chelating agent. So all of you guys live in a county where we have pesticides and fertilizers abound. So if you're in Sacramento County, if you are in San Joaquin County, take a look at your orchards and your vineyards. They're all sprayed with pesticides every 3 months and every 4 months. And guess what happened to these pesticides? They're ingrained into the very seed or very meat of the fruits that we eat. And how could you clean them? Chlorella, present in
Zeal.
so there's a lot of good things that we sometimes underestimate with the 101 Nutrition with Zeal. And one of these days when you become members, you have the internet, I'd like you to research one product at a time into the internet. Because this is how you will gain confidence in telling the beautiful side of Zeal 101. And there's so much to learn about that even doctors like myself or fellows in integrative medicine, I have to review new herbs every month because herbs everywhere in the world come over to the US and are marketed everywhere at Vitamin World, and nobody is really interested to learn and teach them other than us. So if we will do wellness and nutrition, at least it's nice for you to know that yes, we have scientific data that backs this product. And who are these doctors? These are all our scientific advisory boards, all MDs, all are like me, who are allopathic physicians and practice physicians in the US. And these products, okay, this company has several products that all are studied in 19 medical journals all over the world. So we have scientific evidence and data to support that Zeal works. So that's our pitch for Nutrition 101 today. And I'd like you that every day before you go home and take your sleep, read one product at a time and memorize that in your neurons. So one day, again, in 4 weeks' time, we could discuss a lot of things. This is just a 101 for you, but I'd really like you to research one product at a time for your edification, for your knowledge. So, any questions?
Somebody asked me before, like, if they would take it more than twice or 3 times a day, would that cause them to have problem? Because if we are suggesting that 1 scoop would be adequate per person, now would they have a problem if they take more than 2?
No. Young people without disease once a day. If you have a lot of diseases, you could do it 2 or 3 times a day. But if you take it in the late afternoon or evening, I'd like to take the guarana free. So by the time it's time to go to bed, you could sleep. Because guarana contains guaranine, which is like caffeine. It's a powerful stimulant to the brain. And I don't want you to go to bed at 12 o'clock and all of a sudden you're tossing and turning because you couldn't sleep. However, you could take your last dose of zinc late in the evening, which is guarana free. For liver failure patients, for cancer patients, for diabetic patients, for patients with depression, fatigue, insomnia, diabetes, I'd like to take it 2 or 3 times a day together with the protein. And let me make mention 1 minute of the protein powder. This contains all essential amino acids. So essential amino acids means you have to essentially take them in your meals because your liver could not make it on your own. And these essential amino acids are the very sources of hormones in your body. So your growth hormone, your cortisol, your adrenal hormones, thyroid hormones, your testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, all hormones that your endocrine glands do make, usually taper off at age 45 and older. So you need essential amino acids for your hormones to be re-synthesized again so you'll feel much better. Okay? So this is an important key for elderly people and at the same time young adults who would like to grow mentally good, because mental clarity and focus and memory is good, especially college kids, PhD students, high school kids who need a lot of memory work to do their physics, their chemistry, their algebra too. please make sure that this is the main breakfast for your children before they go to school. Okay? And I think Miss Grace taught you how to do your smoothie every morning. Mix it with your favorite avocado, blueberries, strawberry, bananas, pineapples. Put kale, broccoli, celery also in there, spinach, and make sure that your milk is unsweetened coconut milk or unsweetened almond or unsweetened soy milk, because you don't want a lot of sugars. You don't want cow's milk in there because it's fortified with enzymes, and these enzymes don't belong to your children. Okay? No cow's milk, preferably. We'd rather that you get coconut milk and or almond milk or soy milk for your children. No cow's milk. Okay? One more question? Okay, very good. All understood.
Good job.
So, guarana, let's talk about guarana, because few patients with pacemakers, few patients with hyperthyroidism, few patients with irregular heart rate like AFib, aflutter, atrial fibrillation or atrial flutter, guarana is not really intended for you because it has an stimulatory effect on your heart. It will make your heart beat faster. So if you are any of those patients who are on Coumadin because you have either murmur in your heart or you are on a blood thinner, I'd rather that you take your Zeal guarana free. Zeal guarana free. And remember, there's no overdose on Zeal because this is a whole food. Just like there's no overdose on your strawberries and blueberries and spinach. All you need to do though is if you take Zeal 2 or 3 times a day, you might be in the potty chair 2 or 3 times a day as well, because it has a lot of natural fibers. And you know that, right? It has a lot of cleansers, especially for patients with renal failure, kidney failure, and even malnutrition, and patients with Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease. This Zeal is a powerful activator for memory and cognition.
One more question. There was a question about people who have diabetes. They're very particular about how it tastes because it's sweeter. It tastes sweeter than
Okay.
most drinks.
Very
That's
good.
one concern.
So your concern is how many grams of sugar and carbohydrates in every scoop of Zeal, and the answer is it's 3 grams. 3 grams of sugar is equivalent to half a teaspoon of sugar. So there's not a lot of it. But the natural flavor comes from the fruits and vegetables and comes from stevia itself. So it should not really increase your glucose level postprandial after you drink this. However, in patients who are insulin-dependent diabetic, especially who are thin, and I was approached by a gentleman in here, Mr. Albert. If I'll give you an example, Albert has been insulin-dependent diabetic for 5 years. And he was 55 then when he was diabetic. If you take a look at Albert, he's thin. He's not really the classic obese diabetic Filipino-American patient. These patients usually have what we call LADA, latent autoimmune diabetes in adults. And this is very classic in Asian Americans, Filipino Americans, Vietnamese Americans. They look thin, but they're diabetic, mainly because their pancreas has been exhausted for a long time. And in cases like this, you truly need insulin for the rest of your life. But taking Zeal and taking wellness programs like this one, you could reverse a lot of the aging parameters for your aging liver, aging kidney, aging skin, aging brain, and aging muscles and bones. Remember, our body is filled with millions of cells, and each cell needs nutrition. Just like your car that needs the super unleaded gasoline that you fill up every week, your body needs nutrition every 3 to every 4 hours. Don't forget that your body is more important than your car, than your house, than your gold, than your ring, than your bracelet. Those physical riches does not come to anything when you're sick, tired, and dying. So you need to take care of yourself first. And every one of you should start a wellness center and not a sickness center that you need to buy your Medicare insurance pretty soon. All of you needs to be a user of Zeal. $59 a month is so cheap to make you feel better and be disease free. One last question.
Last question. How often do we have to take cleanse?
Body cleanser. Okay, so body cleanser, we have burn. Burn is intended for people who needs to lose weight, especially if you have essential fat along the abdominal area, pelvic area, breast area, arms and thighs. Burn is 3 times a day with each meal. And then your body cleanse is intended to clean your liver and colon and digestive organ. Take this in the evening only. So in 6 to 8 hours, when you take this, when you wake up in the morning, you have call of nature, the gopati. And on the very first 3 weeks that you're taking your body cleanse and your Zeal and your burn, you will notice that your poo and pee are stinky. And you like that because A, it is really cleaning up all the toxins that you have accumulated through the years. Remember, we never used to clean up our body. We never used to flush our kidney and spleen and liver. And now this time you could have them. And if you go to anti-aging doctors like myself, we actually measure your markers for aging. So if you come and see me as a patient and you would like to do anti-aging, and I'm telling you I'm 57 years old, I tell you I could measure your marker and reverse your marker so that even at 57 years old, I will make sure that your serum markers will be that of a 35 or 40-year-old. And that's what we do as anti-aging doctors. So anti-aging doctor is a specialty doctor that you go into training where we give you natural products and natural hormones, because at the time you age, you decay all your organs. And all of a sudden, you start regressing functionally. Your memory, your thought process, your attention, your libido, everything else decay. And it's not natural to grow old. Okay? It's just the way of life that God told us how to do so. However, in this world of modern medicine, we could always delay and reverse a lot of those issues. And if your doctor does not do them, stimulate them to do it. Okay? You have the power to change lifestyles of doctors just by knowing your nutrition 101. Because a lot of the doctors are not well-read in nutrition. Because America, we doctors learn and earn money on diseases, not on wellness. You know that? Okay? Now, if I see 30 patients in the clinic today, 27 to 28 are sick, and only 2 or 3 will come in for preventive maintenance. They come in and say, "Doctor, I'm here to make sure that I'm healthy and well. I'm here for my annual physical exams." And all my 28 patients out of 30 patients have chief complaints. And the average Medicare patient has 11 prescriptions. I don't want you to go there. I like you that at this very moment, you need to make a choice. Should I start doing wellness and nutrition? And remember, when you come and do presentations in my organization, we teach the LEARN method. Lifestyle, exercise, attitude, those are important. Relationship support, nutrition, and of course prescriptions when everything does not work. But P becomes very minimal in my practice. I take time to talk to all my patients to make sure that they understood that when they come and see me, wellness is a part of their visit. And when you come and see me in 3 to 8 months' time, we start regressing your number of prescriptions. I would like that all my patients by 2018, all of my hypertensive, diabetic, and hypercholesterolemic patients will not take any prescriptions. And we've been doing that. Okay? It's always nice to see doctors when you have 20, 30 minutes each moment to discuss nutrition and wellness and exercise. Because this is actually, you feel much better as a doctor. You're doing a good job for them. Other than, okay, this is your statin, go home. This is your atenolol, go home. This is your naproxen, go home. See me in 2 weeks. Make sure don't forget to pay your copay. That's reality, right? And then your doctor our time. Every 5 minutes, a patient comes in. And they don't even know your first name. They don't even know your last name. And sometimes they say, what did I do last time I saw you? Fire your doctor when they don't know you like a book. Because that's the reality. You invest in your health. Okay, thank you.